I'm going to see if the stream works and the thingy with the Glavin and the Moisen gain. And it works. Yay. Okay. It's always a crapshoot around here. All right. Streaming on Dementia Radio and recording in three.
Wait, hold on. Fear Dorian?
There.
3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
It looks like with us we have all of the people behind the forthcoming documentary, FuMPFest.
We do. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. We're on FuMPCast.
You're on the FuMPCast, and we don't have any of the... that lucky panda just subscribed. Thank you, Lucas. 13 months in a row. We don't have any of the artists on this week's show for the songs we're playing, so just pick somebody and you can pretend to be them, and then we can interview you. So it'll be fun.
Okay.
We love improv.
We're very good at improv. Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. All right, welcome to I got to go back to the episode 777 of the Funny Music Podcast for May 8th, 2025. The title of this week's episode is Free Parcel, and your job is to work that into this week's episode. I can't show the screen again because I already flipped away from it. So, let's do this stupid thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, I went to see the Thunderbolts!
I did too. I did. I saw it last night. Loved it.
Yeah. And I absolutely, I won't give it away, but, they did say for the, like Kevin Feige and all them said, like, there's a reason there's an asterisk at the end of it, and I love what they did with that. So, I mean, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to say any more to, like, ruin anything for people, spoilers, etc. I did a caricature gig out in Bakersfield, so that was interesting. It's a gig I had done the year before, basically hanging out for like 4 hours, drawing people at a company picnic. Let's see. A young college student by the name of Natalie Moran is writing a paper having to do with, like, I guess she goes to USC Fullerton and the paper. She needed to interview people who worked in the animation industry to ask them, what it was like to work in the animation industry, and try to get perspective. So she kind of blind emailed a whole bunch of people whose, profiles she saw on Instagram that, that worked in the animation industry and had, artistic style she liked, and I responded, and so did some other people. So she did this interview with me that lasted about 90 minutes, and she's going to send me a copy of the final paper when she gets it done, which will be like not for a couple of weeks, but it was cool to talk with someone, about everything that's been going on. Then I spent the 4th, 5th, and 6th with Kalani. We went to Disneyland with her best friend Ella, Ella's son Max, and Ella's fiance Ron for Star Wars Day on May the 4th. We didn't have a ticket to the special event that happened that night, but we were there, for the during the day part, and that was a lot of fun, hanging out and going to, just checking things out, seeing all the people in costumes, and the elaborate. It's so weird because Disneyland does have rules about you can't just show up in costume. Like, you can't show up in, like, a screen-accurate Jack Sparrow costume and just walk in.
Yeah.
Because people are going to think that, oh, you're one of the costume actors, that works there, and they're going to want pictures with you, blah, blah, blah. And So they, like there was a story from like a whole bunch of years, like 10 or 15 years ago, where some girl for like her 14th birthday showed up and she had a Tinkerbell costume that like she had made herself, and it was so good that basically the Disney people had to come to her, and they were like, they were kind of nice about it. They were like, look, we'll give you like whatever clothes you want here at any of our shops, but you need to change out of that outfit, and we'll give you tickets to come back another day too, just to make up for that. But you look too good to be wandering around the park dressed like that. So so yeah, so they have rules about, like, even on Halloween they have rules about who's allowed to dress up, as what and when. Like when I did the whole thing of like Barley from Onward, I went to this, like, on a previous visit, I went to talk to security and say, like, all right, what are the rules? Because I don't want to show up in this costume and then, either get kicked out or, like, get in trouble or whatever. And they basically said, like, you just have to make sure there's nothing obstructing your face, that you're not wearing a mask that hides your identity. And I'm like, oh, so I can put blue makeup on my face, but as long as you can see my face, it's fine? And they're like, yeah, okay, cool. So anyway, so it's just interesting to... it seems they give people a lot more leeway on the Star Wars nights, because they literally sell screen accurate Jedi cloaks and stuff in their shops. So it's like, I guess they kind of figure, like, well, we can't sell this stuff and then tell them they can't wear it immediately. So it was just cool walking around to see, like, people going all out, like Hera from Rebels, like the with the Twi'lek things, and some people who have the mobility carts, like custom made their mobility carts to look like like a land speeder, or like one of the vehicles that you ride in Rise of the Resistance. So I just absolutely love that. I didn't see them in person, but I saw photos afterwards. Some guys showed up as like the troopers from Spaceballs, like with the big round helmets.
Awesome.
Yeah, walking around Tomorrowland as Spaceballs guys. So
there was a guy at MarsCon dressed as Dark Helmet, and I got a picture of him. I was like, yeah. Oh, I love Spaceballs cosplay.
Yeah. So that was awesome. And then Saturday she and I just hung out because and she hadn't seen Thunderbolts yet, so we went to see it, and she loved it too. And then on the 6th we went back to Disneyland because we had an actual ticket for Star Wars night on the 6th. So we went and did all the stuff. I went in my Luke Skywalker from the end of Return of the Jedi / the way he looked in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, the black outfit. And they now finally have a meet and greet character that comes out and walks around and talks to people as Luke Skywalker, and it's Luke Skywalker wearing that same outfit. Cool. So I got a picture of me as Luke Skywalker with Luke Skywalker. It was so freaking cool. And
it's Luke with Luke. Hey.
Yes. I've been busy dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff at the immediate moment. Otherwise, I would have by now posted a bunch of pictures of, because we took a ton of pictures. And actually, I'll just throw this out there for anyone who cares. We had gone to Star Wars Night the previous year, and it seemed a lot less organized, and there was a lot less... Like, we got home from it, and we found out that all this stuff was going on that we weren't told about, and we were like, well, what the hell? So this year, they were a lot more organized with everything. They had like these little small, pamphlet things that like detailed like here's all the things that are happening and where they're happening and what characters you can meet and where the special foods are and where the special merch is and blah blah blah. So it was, and they had at every one of these merch things, they had the actual Disney photographers to take pictures instead of it being just kind of like sometimes they'll have the photographers and sometimes it'll just be like, oh, you want your picture? Okay, well, just to get out your phone and that's it, and that's all you get. But they made sure, like, every place where there was a photo op place, they had the actual Disney photographers so that you can just scan your badge or whatever and then have them all saved, and they're, like, super high-quality photos. So they did it much better this year, so that was cool. And then, a trailer came out yesterday that I'm sure we'll talk about later.
Yes, indeed.
and a movie poster.
Yeah.
But earlier today, a friend of my roommate Santana, he's a friend of mine too. His name is Josh. His mother had a 76-inch TV that she was giving away because she was getting a new, more updated 76-inch TV or whatever. And this 76-inch TV in question, like, was made in like 2020, 2021, so it's fairly recent. And basically, Josh said, well, my mom's just giving this away. Santana, do you want it? And Santana was like, sure, I'll take it. So she hired a couple like mover type people, to come over and bring it here. And I spent part of the afternoon taking my 55-inch TV off of the thing so that we could put the 76-inch TV up. So here's what that looks like. Let me switch over to this thing here so we can see. Can't even fit in the entire screen.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's vast.
I mean,
That is huge.
Not the biggest TV in the world, but dang, it's pretty large. I mean,
Yeah, it's
and my main justification for why I went along with this, besides just larger TV, was, what, June 6th, I'm going to be getting my Switch 2 and Mario Kart World, and I think I'm going to want a bigger screen for that.
It's funny, when we have a 65-inch TV upstairs in the living room, and the first time we hooked it up, the first thing I did was play Mario Kart, and I got vertigo. Just standing in front of the TV and the whole thing going, and I'm like, I need to sit down. Oh, fuck, did I freeze?
You kind of glitched out there for a second. Yeah, you said the first thing you did was play Mario Kart on it.
Yeah, and I got vertigo because I'm standing in front of this big TV and all of a sudden it's like, and I'm like, I need to sit down. And I went and sat down. And now I play Mario Kart from across the room. It's great.
And it occurred to me when I was looking at this thing, it's like the part when you play with 4 players and it splits the screen 4 ways. It's like now each
it's actually usable.
Is as large as a proper screen.
Yeah, it's usable.
And I went to the doctor today, and he said that generally speaking, I'm fairly healthy. I need to get some better diet and exercise, but that's what they always say. And he also says that I officially have hypertension, so I'm going to start taking some meds to lower my high blood pressure because, me. So
watch those medicines
the
because they had my father on some blood pressure medication to get it down to where it was normally, and he couldn't function when his blood pressure went down to normal levels. He just had no energy. So just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet, but I'll read the instructions when I get it. And I also today recorded the first segment. Tomorrow I'm recording the second, hopefully third and last segments or whatever it is, of episode 4 of the Luke Ski's Animation and Stuff podcast, and with my guest, Carrie Dalby, where we will be discussing the Minecraft movie and some other stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to finally getting another episode of that done, because it's been far too long since the last one came out with Mr. Insane Ian. So, yeah, what have you been up to, Devo Spice?
Well, I appeared on the virtual comedy show with Steve Gooding and Brad Tassel on Monday. If you didn't tune in live, the video's up now on Brad's YouTube channel, so you can watch that. It was a lot of fun. I did the requisite 2 songs. I did In an IHOP, which they got a copyright thing for, so I'm apparently getting money whenever someone streams his video. I don't know how that works because I never get any money from it, but whatever. And I also did Forget Your Phone, because I wanted to do a song that I've never performed before, and I don't have a video for that one, so I've never performed it. So I did that one. It went really well. I panicked a little bit while I was getting set up because I use a piece of software called Audio Hijack to reroute my audio to different places to get the audio all set. And last year I figured out the proper Audio Hijack setup so that I could introduce just enough delay into the audio playback for when it gets spit out onto the stream, so that my voice was still in sync with the audio, even though I'm hearing the audio. It's hard to explain, but just playing the background music on my computer and then the audio out of my interface into my headphones and then me rapping back into the interface, there's a bit of a lag. And when it goes to the stream, my voice is behind the music. So I figured out how to compensate for that last year. And Monday night, as I was getting set up, I couldn't find the Audio Hijack setting file, and I panicked, and I had to go back to my online backups and restore it. I apparently deleted it, because, yeah, sure, I don't need this anymore. What's this? So, those 4K files that are so huge.
I might be ordering a new mixing board because I figured out, like, I know last week we were having some trouble because suddenly you couldn't hear me or whatever, and I figured out that it's the power cord that goes into it that's being, it's finally, wearing out.
Yeah.
So basically, talking about audio hijacks, I'm probably going to order something and make sure that I, get it off the front porch so nobody steals it with an audio hijack, because then they would get a free parcel.
Well done.
Thank you.
The other thing I did is I released my second YouTube short. These are going very well. I released the first one a week and a half ago, which was Flight Check, and it's gotten a few thousand views, which is, orders of magnitude more than I normally get. I normally get like 30 views on a video or something like that. So I did another one. I did Lawyer Up, and this one immediately did much better. Lawyer Up is sitting at about 6,500 views on YouTube. So I'm like, awesome. Yeah, finally I'm doing something that's actually working. So I'm going to keep doing these. For some reason, this one didn't cross-post to Facebook when I posted it to Instagram like the first one did. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. But then I also manually posted it to TikTok, and I have 21 views on TikTok. So things are going great on the TikToks. Today I made a bonus mini-sode of Manic Mondays with an album review and a couple of songs. So that's exclusive for the Patreon backers. So my backers can go to patreon.com/DevoSpice and listen to that episode. I signed up for QuickBooks because they swear they can do what I need to do with accounting, and I'm tired of I'm tired of using my own software that's basically reinventing the wheel just because I can't find this one feature. They swear I can do it, so I'm going to try that. And just to give you an update, because I still can't fucking believe this, that movie I'm in, My Boss Is My Secret Sperm Donor, is now up to 16 million views. Fucking 16 million people have watched this thing. That's insane. So, all right. So FuMPFest documentary people, what have you been up to?
Oh, we released a trailer and a poster and a bunch of other stuff for our movie we've been working on for, I don't know, 18 months, 19 months, 20 months at this point. So
it's like a child. You say how old it is in months until you get to a certain point, and then you're like, screw it, you're 3 years old.
Yeah, it's in the incubation period. Yes.
Yeah.
We've seen it mature. We saw it in the infancy phase, and it's slowly been forming, and we've been seeing like the nose and I don't know.
It has toes now.
It has toes, yeah. The FuMPFest movie has toes now.
It's growing in its placenta.
Let me get all your names on the screen.
In terms of what we've been doing recently, it's been editing and trimming things down and putting together marketing materials and uploading our Indiegogo, which we launched yesterday. Along with everything else, and just ramping things up as we get closer to releasing this thing.
Nice. How long are you targeting? Like, how long do you want the final thing to be?
Well, I pretty much laid out all the scenes in the timeline, and the original cut was about 3.5 hours long. Obviously, I think that's too long. Just me. Yeah. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's a little, it's a little too long. We're aiming for about 2 hours at the moment.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah.
It's like you could have release the regular version, then release the 3.5 hour version, and then you could, call that, this is the Lukeski cut because it's entirely too long and includes everything because we didn't want to cut anything out.
Release the Luke Ski cut.
The Luke Ski. What designates the Luke Ski cut specifically? That like I
just
need
the
more
length.
Of a...
Just the length. Have you seen Luke's emails that he sends out? It's just the length.
Yeah, the joke of that, mostly is that especially when I'm running MarsCon and I'm trying to plan everything, I send out these War and Peace length emails that go into such detail about every little thing because the ADHD person is just like, no, they need all this information. I need to send literally every piece of information they could possibly need, all in this one email, So, Devo has at least once, if not more than once, responded to emails of mine with just, TLDR, like, he's like, I don't have time to read all this right now. I'm gonna have to get back to you later.
Yeah.
No, I guess what I mean is, do you want it fully edited to your specifications, or do you want
It
it
looks
like just
cut,
the
like
raw everything?
You could edit it.
That's what I mean.
We're tired of editing. If you want to take over for
Yeah,
us,
we could give you all the footage. With us taking through it.
Well, I'm trying to commit myself, and it hasn't been going that great, to working on my animatic that I've been trying to get done for over 3 years, and because things keep coming up, and I keep, it's like I'm not going to pretend like it isn't, my own fault for a bunch of this stuff. I mean, I agreed to go to Disney for the freaking the 4th and the 6th and stuff like that.
That's fine, though. I mean, that's,
yeah,
that stuff's fine. I mean, it was, as long as you're not like dicking around on Facebook instead of, working on the animatic.
you don't want to burn yourself out either. You got to take
Yeah,
some breaks and have some fun.
So yeah, I mean, I'm working on right now. I found a Deanne and Darius rough sketch I did, I think, during a FuMPCast in 2023 that I never finished. And I'm like, well, this is a really good post. Why did I never finish this? So I have, during the past few FuMPCasts, been like inking it in and working on it. So it's like this. Oh, here's one piece of work. How long did it take you to make? 1.5 years, apparently. So, yeah. Oh, no,
right.
and I should say I did get at least a few more seconds done on the animatic, which ain't a lot, but
No,
it's
that's
better than nothing.
That's
'cause it
progress.
was
That's
kind of-
that's good. That's what we like to see. Progress.
It's me. Yeah, it's me still trying to figure out how can I draw this roughly and quickly, but have it still be what is going to make me happy as I continue, so I can get the complete rough version done, as soon as possible. And after I'm going to Kalani's chemo appointments on the 9th and 10th, and then Sunday the 11th, I'm going to head back here, and then we're basically, I'm basically going to be in Burbank for about, 12 days without having any plans to go spend time, spend major chunks of time with Kalani. So I'll actually be able to sit here and be here and work on the thing, which is what I've been trying to make happen, while also not dropping the ball on all the important things. So anyway, I'm sorry. Did Luke Ski just interrupt something to talk about himself a whole lot? Why, yes, he did. Yeah.
And that's okay.
It's your podcast.
It is your podcast.
Yeah, we're just guests.
All right, well, we will talk to you guys more about the documentary and play the trailer during the news. But first, we need to play some music because it's a show about music and stuff. So here is the first song of the week, Chewbacca, You're Completely Naked by Paul Wensley.
You're a smart bookie. You fix the Falcon like a brainiac, grease monkey. You shoot the blaster like a nimble, quick, non-dummy. But still there's something off with you. You're a silly Wookie. You got something on your shoulder that you never use. Are you embarrassed about your body? 'Cause the people do that. Wear something to hide what they don't like. Ooh, when everybody's in parkas, well there you are with nothing but that stupid thing on your shoulder. Everybody's in clothes, but not you. No, chew it. Well, maybe you think that shoulder thing is clothing too. I hate to break it to you, but it's not. Even the Ewoks wear clothes. The Ewoks. That's ridiculous. They're just stupid little animals. You're a smart bookie, but no words come out, just tongue swishing, goggle gnashing. It wouldn't kill to learn a word or two to
Paul wasn't available to join us, and I wasn't able to schedule anything with him. But I love that this song is basically a spiritual successor to Wookie Weenie by Worm Quartet. So look that one up if you're not familiar with it. All right. Let's do some news, then we can talk about some documentary stuff.
This is the FuMP.
Cause she said, baby, there's so much more, just wait. Come on in, everybody. My wife's into 5 ways, and I was excited, but this feels wrong. If I had it my way, we'd have invited some girls along.
I fell head over heels for Billy Squire and the heavenly harmony of Billy's choir. I'd get it on with Bob Seger too, just as long as Bob Seger too.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Second week of deer camp, drinking the beer.
Open up the door, it's Dave.
Man, Dave's not here.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, let's talk about documentaries. Ogden Edsl has a new documentary out. See, gotcha.
I see what you did there.
The Ogden Edsl documentary is not technically out yet, but it traces the history of the band, follows them through a reunion concert in 2001. There is a little bit of footage from FuMPFest 2023 that I appear in. It's only 45 minutes long, so it's an easy watch. The producers and directors got in touch with me and asked me to spread the word about it to build some buzz about the film. So if you'd like to watch it, you can. Go to tiny.cc/Ogden Edsl. That'll take you to a Vimeo page with the video is password protected. You can put in the password OE47. OE for Ogden Edsl. I don't know what the 47 is for, but it's got to be something. Maybe they've been together for 47 years. I don't know. But yeah, so we get an Ogden Edsl documentary too. It's a really cool. It's a fun watch.
Is the title of it How I Learned to Love Ogden Edsl?
No, it's called what's it called? Let me pull it up. Like Puppies and something and come on. It's called Whatever Happens, Puppies and Other Tales. So, all right. Now there's apparently a FuMP documentary in the works too, called FuMPFest.
What?
And that's why these fine gentlemen are here. So,
Hello again.
You guys want to tell us a little bit about the trailer, and then we can actually play it. I have it queued up.
I mean, I think we have more things to say after the trailer.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Well, here is the trailer then.
Now, you can say a lot about a guy like me. I'm a spazzy fanboy watching too much TV, collecting action figures, comic books, and such, and I like Wonder Woman just a little too much. But there's one thing that would be very mistaken.
The Funny Music Project, or the FuMP, was founded in 2007. It was designed to release comedy music on a weekly basis via a large network of comedy musicians. Every year, these musicians gather at convention halls to perform their music. Out of the 100 or so artists on thefump.com, very few have been able to make a career out of their music.
I remember having an extreme reaction to it. Extremely negative reaction.
We like to watch weird things made by weird people. And that's what this was. It was like, and it just like perfectly captured the kind of things that we find interesting.
Do you think our relationship with them so far has been pretty parasocial?
Yes, extremely. We've been obsessing over these people for like a year.
What if we went there, and what if we filmed it, and what if we interviewed them, and that's what we did.
Have you tried not being a dick? Not being a dick. Not being a dick. Not
He had a map of every
Luke performance.
No, it was where he had seen Grease Wars.
Oh,
Specifically,
it was Grease
Luke
Wars.
performing Grease Wars.
For example, Minnesota, I've seen him in 3 different venues, 5 different times.
Oh,
no,
okay.
two different venues. That would be MarsCon and Convergence. 5 different times I saw him perform the song live.
None of us are doing this for the fame and fortune. I promise you this. It's really about for the love of creating, for the love of sharing that joy and that smile. Like, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't creating music.
I'm proud that I could name every person in the crowd. And the joke is that, like, yeah, there may only be 6 people there. But, you know, those hardcore fans are the ones who allow this to exist.
I am regretful about our first initial thoughts of FuMP in general.
Yeah, we had some, I think, negative characteristics like assigned to a lot of these people that just weren't true.
Yeah.
This isn't the kind of moonshine you pick up in the store. This is good old Appalachian moonshine.
This ain't the corporate stuff.
You see how clear that is?
They are prolific writers. They're just always cranking out songs.
What does your creative process look like?
Basically, the low down dirty truth is I will smoke weed and drink beer.
Like Barbies, I played with them when I was little. Oh God, they're all my favorites.
TheFuMP.com. For the best in funny music and Gilbert Gottfried impressions, go to TheFuMP.com. Why are you not there now? Why? Go!
And cut.
Is this where you want me to come by and make Luke shut up?
Jan?
Jan! Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, just for a little bit, I'm sorry.
that's perfect. So,
It's just like
you remember Ross Childs, right?
I can't wait to see this. So yeah, so tell us about it. What do you do? What are you guys doing?
Well, pretty much what the trailer is a short version of how the actual movie is going to play out. So it's going to start with kind of the history of the FuMP a little bit, archival stuff, and then it gets in, like, we come into play, and we learn about the FuMP, and we kind of have an adventure. We go through all these social media pages and, you know, these music videos and all these songs. And from an outsider's perspective, like, some of it's kind of strange sometimes.
And it was just like never ending. It was just an endless web of artists. And we were just like, oh my gosh, how deep does this rabbit hole go? And we would just find more and more groups. And it was just like, holy crap, we struck gold.
Mhm.
It's something we haven't even thought of that existed at all. And it's just like out of nowhere. And the FuMP.
No,
funny music project.
But then eventually we were so in this world that we started, like, coming up with stories. We're like, what if Luke Ski and Dead by 28 went on this little adventure, and it got, like, actually out of control.
Yeah.
And we needed to get it out of our systems.
FuMP fan fiction, I love it. We need to make a comic book out of all that.
That's what we
a
were
great
doing.
idea.
That's what we were doing in our heads. And like if anybody heard us talking, they would think we were crazy people.
It's complete nonsense. It's all just within this group of individuals, and it's just like we've attached some people, and we've convinced people to understand learn about FuMP a little bit, and there have been people that are interested and they're fascinated with the movie so far, and we are happy to be able to showcase the FuMP to a larger and grander audience that we believe it deserves to some degree. You know, you've been working at it for over like 15 years. You know, it's
Yeah.
2007 as the FuMP, and you got to get some sort of recognition, or at least be archived.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think what I'm most excited about with this film is that it's a FuMP related project that I had nothing to do with. You know, which I think is a first.
You get to sleep.
I'd also like to say that I the exact same thing, yes. I was commenting to somebody yesterday after having seen the trailer, like, it is so weird that this is happening and I'm not the one personally sending out mile-long emails to make it exist.
Yes. Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah.
And I know that might be a relief, but also we're like genuinely grateful you've let us like use your faces and use your names and use the FuMP as like a way to tell kind of our story and your guys' story. Just so it's one big story that we're really grateful you guys have allowed us to kind of put together ourselves.
Participate in, yeah.
Yes. But then I'll continue with kind of how the trailer goes and how the film will go. So after we find it and we talk about it and we're like making these crazy stories in our heads and we just had to get it out of our systems. So we went to FuMPFest 2023, and that's kind of the big turning point in the movie where we're finally like, all right, we have these visions and these ideas of who these people are in our heads. What are they like in real life in person?
And it's like for most of us, it's like our first. This was like outside of class, outside of everything. We put aside our time and our money, and just we're like, okay, let's use all the school equipment for free and just make something with it, and without having to turn it in for an assignment. Just do it just for ourselves.
Yeah, is this like
and for you guys?
Is this the first adult vacation that we've been on?
Probably.
Yeah, it was like the first real, just like without any like.
Parents didn't drag us here.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
And then we spent 3 days there at FuMPFest 2023, interviewed everybody we could, talked to everybody we could, learned so much. And by the time we left on that Sunday, I think we were all a little changed. We kind of had these expectations that just maybe weren't exactly what we were expecting, and everybody was so kind and passionate, and our hearts were warmed. And that's why originally the title was How We Learned to Love the FuMP, because it was more like how we learned to watch the FuMP. We originally were just watching.
Yeah, it was more like a study.
It was a study.
But in just the sense of just like how the dynamics work? How does this? What's the hierarchy here? What's like the organizational? We heard about vaguely heard about the council, and that was a big
council.
Yeah, it's just like what is? It was just fascinating. It was just something to lose your mind in a way.
You're like the FuMP Council. It's this dark, dingy room where they talk about the FuMP. And we just were speculating so much, and then it turns out it's just a bunch of nice people, and that's kind of the revelation of the movie.
Like the nicest cabal you could ever imagine.
Yeah. Meanwhile, here's the FuMP Council. It's like us having discussions. It's like, does the word taint mean we have to mark it squick? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We've had that discussion. Yep.
Oh, I'm sure it's just as intense as we imagine.
Yeah.
But
it also made me just imagine a society where comedy music is like the hierarchy. Who I don't know, just like
the currency.
Yeah, it's almost like the currency, or like just like the most like profitable way of existence.
Well,
and it is necessary for existence. Like imagine a world where like you needed to make comedy music to survive.
Well, I kind of do, yeah. Just because I can't shut off my brain. These things that happen up here have to exist out here. That's just kind of the way I work. But you guys are young, so I don't know how if you realize this or not, but comedy music used to be mainstream, like in the 50s and 60s. You know, if you look at the top 40 charts, Alan Sherman was on the top 5, I think, next to the Beatles. You know
about the Bonzo Dog Band? You know about them?
Yeah.
I love them. I really am a big.
We're kind of hipsters.
Okay.
Who like old music.
Okay,
so
good.
that's kind of also what kind of drew us to the FuMP was, it's kind of a
bunch of old people. Yeah.
It harkens back.
Yeah.
But I mean like from a literal sense, where like the government instills comedy music into like.
One could dream. That might be the next movie. Is a fictional film about comedy music being currency. Luke, we can give you a cameo.
Oh yeah, we actually did think about a currency, like Luke ski bucks. That was a conversation at some point.
Didn't
I am
ski bucks
serious.
exist in some form? Didn't you have like a reward, like virtual currency or something, like years ago?
Well, I mean, yeah, I did have the fanzine, which I tried to much earlier. I had a fanzine that was just more generally about me. That was called Gnome Improvement, which is another joke to explain why it was named that. But then around 2006, I want to say it was 2005, 2006, when I started working with Carrie Dolby a lot more, and also she and I were dating at the time. There was this notion of like, well, let me reinvent the Luke Ski fan club I had started a while back and try to figure out how to revitalize it. And so we started a fanzine, specifically meant for the people, in the fan club, and it was called the Ski Bums. And So I remember that. I don't remember if there was ever any actual currency that we made for it, other than like me, maybe in one of the issues saying something like, "Oh, cash in your valuable Luxki bucks," but it was never actually a thing. I didn't ever design any, whatever. But something I was wondering, because I showed the trailer to both my roommate Santana and I sent the link to Kalani to look at it and stuff, and that FuMPFest itself was born at an event called LuxkiCon
in 2013,
which happened because I did a Kickstarter to raise money to buy myself equipment, and I hit the first goal right away, and then I said, okay, if I hit this much higher goal, I'll throw an event in Chicago, try to get as many of my friends to show up for it, and we'll do LuxkiCon 2013, and during this show, we'll do some sort of set of concerts with whoever I can talk into showing up, and we'll have that part of the day be called the FuMPFest. And then, it happened. Everyone who donated was, given a free badge in, and we did it in the Chicago area, out in Schaumburg, and it was during that I think Devo, like you were like, you know what, this really seems to have worked out well. I'm going to do this again next year, and we'll officially start FuMPFest as an event. And
it was actually in the weeks leading up to LuxkiCon, I realized this was actually going to happen, and this could actually work as a recurring thing. So at LuxkiCon, I announced like FuMPFest 2014, and took pre-orders for the badge, and like with the caveat of, I don't know when it's going to be, I don't know where it's going to be, but if you give me money right now, you will get a badge. And like 35 people did, like right then and there. So, that was, getting the ball rolling. And then I had a whole bunch of people volunteer. And my original plan was to keep it small, like what LuxkiCon was, which is a one-day event, one room like that. And with the volunteers, it got completely out of hand. All of a sudden, it's a weekend thing. All of a sudden, Dr. Demento is our guest of honor. We've got this big fancy hotel somewhere. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. But it was a lot of fun.
What a wonderful! That was cool. That's a really cool story. I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it came out of LuxkiCon. I did not know that. I had no clue. That's something.
So let's
learning stuff.
So the main important things we need to take away from this is that this documentary exists because of me, and FuMPFest exists because of me.
Yes,
that is the truest statement. Yes.
And all the royalties, I'm assuming, are going to you? Question mark.
No, but all the financial burden is on me, so all the credit card debt is over here. So,
well, that was the thing when I saw the poster that you guys posted, because I think it was Chuck messaged me saying, "Oh, there's a poster in a trailer. Go look at it." And I'm like, "Oh, there's a poster! Oh my God, it's my big giant head!"
You're the center of it all. That's how it all started.
And then above it says FuMPFest, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, if it's my big giant head, shouldn't that say MarsCon? I mean, because Devo's the one that runs FuMPFest. It's like, so, but yeah, it was trippy to see that, and see the collage, and that I was like the sun in this galaxy of faces.
We all orbit around Luke.
Mason did all the design work for the poster.
Yeah. I was working diligently this week. On the release. So,
and you included my mom. Thank you for including my mom.
Yeah, of course.
she's right here. She's immediately behind the back center of my head.
There's a hierarchy. It's all the way it's organized.
Yeah, we actually did have conversations about this person should be here, this person should be here.
Yeah,
it's all very intentional.
It was complicated. It took a long time.
All the Cog are together, all the what are they called? Toby Danger's together too.
Yep.
All the faces are in the similar spaces. We
Knuckleheads.
couldn't see everybody, which sucks, but we included as many as would be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, just a point of order about the trailer. There are almost 200 artists on the FuMP, so you may update your numbers there.
Nah, too late. I said the 100 or so.
100 or so.
Well,
yeah.
100 could, or so.
Give or take.
They're both kind of right, I guess.
Yeah, For a bit, we were saying 150 or so, and I didn't like that as much.
And I feel like it sort of incentivizes people to go and see the exact actual number that there are.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do want to say before we eventually move on. We're all like, I'm the only film person, and then we're all kind of talented in our own little fields, and so this whole thing's just been a really fun collaborative project. It's not like I'm doing all the work. I've kind of been doing the email stuff, but Quinn was here, being our FuMP historian almost, and a lot of ideas came from Quinn. Yun's doing the score, and then Mason's doing all the design work. So it's really been a team effort to make this thing our movie, not just my movie or not just one person's movie.
We all had a share in editing in some way too.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I mean, and that's also very in the spirit of the FuMP, because we all team up to be on each other's stuff and help each other with things all the time.
That is like my favorite thing. It's like I have an idea for a song, and it's like, okay, I need Luke for this part, Ian for this part, Shoebox for this part, and I just email them, and it's like, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. There's no egos. There's no. He's like, well, you didn't appear on my song, and or it's just here, have a recording, And Luke in particular will give me what I asked for, and then like 5 minutes more of improv that I have to decide whether or not I want to use.
Exactly, and that's what drew us to it so much. Is we're like, they're just like us, but they're adults and they're still doing it, and they're just as excited about it as what we're doing. I don't know. There's just like
there's something about the camaraderie of FuMP that I really enjoyed. I enjoy that the sense of teamwork, the sense of, hey, what kind of combinations can we create with as many people as we can and combine it and then mismatch it. And it's just fun to see.
And we realized we're like, I guess especially when we were there, I think that's even a line in the current edit. Is they're just like us but older. They're just like us. And we start
just like me for real.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm totally Worm Quartet. I'm Worm Quartet. I'm the Worm Quartet of the group. But then I switched to the Steve Goody of the group for a bit.
I'm Power Salad.
You're the Power Salad of the group, So we start
your FuMP zona.
Yeah.
So one of you mentions nipples all the time. The other one just shouts tile randomly. Yeah, it's a thing.
And you know what? It's like talking about that, like who's the who and whatever. Way back in 2013, I did as an opening ceremony sketch at MarsCon. I decided to film it in advance because the other person I was working with at the time was unavailable, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm in charge. What do I want to do? And I had all those puppets I had made with the videos with Carrie, so I just did my parody of the Muppet Show and called it the FuMPet Show.
That's in the movie.
My favorite thing.
That's in the movie too.
Yes.
So basically, when I was doing that, I'm like, okay, I need to line up which members of the FuMP align with which Muppet so that I can know what their role will be. Because and coincidentally enough, I'm wearing a Kermit shirt because I'm like, my personal favorite Muppet is Gonzo, and I also really love Fozzie Bear. But when it comes to like what's going on with, particularly when it has to do with MarsCon, like, well, who's the guy running this crazy show? Well, it's Kermit, and I got to be Kermit. So, so I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm the Kermit. Shoebox has to be the Gonzo then. Carrie, and it's not just because, she's a girl and she wears pink, but it just made sense for Carrie to be the Miss Piggy because she kind of has, this whole, the whole back and forth between like, oh, I'm so dainty, and then like, oh, hiya, kind of thing, like that thoroughly fits in with her personality.
Yes, it absolutely does.
And then, well, I think the orange hair had slightly a bit to do with making Devo Fozzie Bear, but I was like, well, Devo's got to be right up there as one of the things, and then there were lots of other decisions to be made as like who fills in what thing, and it was like such a fun thing to do, and like I just said, we're all very much like that. It's this collaborative effort. Like when I decided I wanted to do the Doctor and William remake, I basically started a Facebook group, a messenger group chat with Devo, Ian, Tony, Shoebox, and Chris Mezzalesta. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this thing. Is anybody interested? And
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. And I decided to, like once I said like, okay, well, Devo, Ian, and Tony piped up immediately as wanting to do it. And I chose to go with Tony and Devo as the main other two because, as I talked about in a previous episode, it kind of harkens back to Alcon 98 and that, original kind of core group of the three of us plus Chris Mezzalesta, And I'm glad I did because, as Tony said in whenever that was, last week's episode, it really meant a lot to him because he hasn't been a part of this scene directly too much, and he really loved that song back in the day. So he was really happy to have, been there to be a part of the thing. So, anyway, I'm trying to think of other things I want to specifically say about
talk about
trailer.
the Indiegogo.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us what you're doing on Indiegogo.
Okay, so we're raising money for E&O insurance, which is errors and omissions insurance. It's pretty much to cover our butt legally. I mean, there's parody music, which is like a very gray area, even though I've gotten like the okay from my legal people. They're still like, you should probably get insurance just in case. And some of the stuff we cover at the end of the movie as well. It's just great. It's just better if we have insurance for the film. And then we're also raising money for film festival submissions. The ideal route we want to take is we want to get into some festivals, use this kind of more as a networking project for us, like get our names out there. I mean, we're all trying to be in the creative field. As much as we'd love to make $1 billion trillion with this, I feel like it's more of a, like, this is us. This is our statement.
Yes.
This is our creative
And it's also allowing you guys to be showcased in the same way as we are.
Yeah.
So.
And then on top of all of that, just trying to pay back some of our production budget. As Quinn mentioned, a lot of our equipment and stuff we got was from school, like running a soundstage for some of that that roundtable stuff with the Luke Ski shirts. I mean, we've just been very lucky through our school to do a lot of the stuff we've done.
Yeah.
Or else this movie would cost a lot more to make. But we're trying to make back that little money we did spend, and then that's what the money's going towards. We have plenty of perks and stuff we're giving out. Thanks to Devo, we have some CDs we're giving out, some exclusive.
Carter's helping me clean out my basement.
Pretty much. But also we're giving out the poster. I don't know if it's showing up on the stream or anything. I guess you can see it on our Instagram, FuMP Film Instagram.
Here, wait, let me recreate the poster.
There we go. Yeah, and we're all thinking about Luke Ski. Yeah.
Do you like Luke Ski staring at you while you sleep? Well, donate today.
That's awesome. I gotta get it printed and put like above my bed.
No, you got to get it framed to put in the wall with like that slide out eyes that they did in those 1940s movies, so that people can peek through Luke's face and like spy in the room.
Oh my god, we could do like custom ones where like each person gets like each face has its own one. You could do individual ones. You could package.
We could cut them out with scissors, like a little kit.
Oh yeah. Cut your own eyes.
This will never end. This whole process will never end.
Nope. Welcome to my world.
It's fine, people.
I think I'm the Devo Spice of the group.
You are. You actually are.
But we're giving out DVD physical copies of a DVD or Blu-ray. We have yet to decide what would be easier or cheaper for us. Probably DVD, but Blu-ray it's 4K. We might as well put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have 76-inch TVs. They want to have it in 4K.
Yeah, you're gonna see it in all its glory.
We may have Laserdisc copies.
Stop promising this stuff.
VHS.
Oh no. Okay. We're giving out
Get it on a
DVDs.
wax cylinder.
We're giving out DVDs. Stop.
It's
We're not
available.
doing that.
It's available for the PS Vita.
No. What? Why would that? Everybody, work.
The
We're
people
doing
from
DVD.
Needlejuice are listening. They can hook you up with like wax cylinders and shit. So.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
Carter's like, stop coming up with brilliant ideas. Doing enough work as it is.
I'm shaking. I'm like smart, nervous wreck
Right now.
I'm gonna
bring all those emails. Yes.
I'm gonna physically abuse all of them. After
I want to
this.
see the entire 2-hour documentary as a flip book animation. So if you could get on that.
Okay, let's start from okay, we are giving out a bunch of playlists, cameo videos from a list of people you could get like a cameo video message from. I think Luke and Devo are both on that list.
Mm-hmm.
We're on that list. Dead by 28, Dr. Pinkerton of the Cog, Shoebox. There's a lot of people on that list you could possibly get a cameo-esque video message from. You could also get a bunch of bonus features. We have over 3 hours of extra material on top of the 2 hours of the movie. that we give out digitally to you if you got that tier. DVD copies, posters. What's the aspect ratio? 24 by 36.
Yeah, either that or maybe a smaller one. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet.
Yeah,
we're talking about it.
Well, 24 by 36 is the big one,
That's
and then
a
we'll put a small thing in the DVDs probably.
Yeah,
too.
Small little insert.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Little fold out. Like
A bunch of CDs, including we're putting together a soundtrack from the movie. So there's a bunch of FuMP songs, of course, that we talk about and feature heavily in the movie. We're gonna put that on a CD and work with Devo on getting that out. What else? There's so much.
Wouldn't it be neat if Needle Juice Records put that soundtrack down on vinyl? That would be neat.
That'd be crazy. We also have the ambient score that Yen and I are working on right now. That'll be available digitally with one of the cheaper packages because no one cares about us as much. And then for $1,000, I'll do a dance video for custom dance video.
Wow.
I haven't talked to you guys about that yet.
Shirt on?
Whatever they want for $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't say that.
It's $1,000 for the movie. We want this.
Whatever they want.
Stop questioning it. And then for $2,000, we're gonna do a FuMP concert. A few people have kind of alluded to being interested, but if we get to $2,000, I'll start asking around and get that list actually figured out. If somebody dares to give $2,000,
if I bought your video, could I make you do like 1,000,000 jumping jacks?
Yeah.
Would you have to do that
for the $1,000 one?
Yeah.
Yes, you could. You can make me do 1,000 jumping jacks to any song you wanted.
Can you hit the gritty?
I could do the gritty too. Yeah.
I want a Dead by 28 concert. I do.
I think that's most of the perks I've just went over. Those are all available on the Indiegogo. It's all going to this movie, which is a great. I would argue it's the best cause you could possibly give money to. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at selling things. I'm not a sales guy, but you should give us money because
you're looking to raise $6,700. You're currently at $539, so you're 8% of the way there, and it's only been up for a day, so you're on your way.
Yeah.
And we're gonna come up with more stuff, both perks wise, and we're gonna start putting shorts and things on the channel of like little bits from the movie.
We're gonna be on the algorithm.
We're gonna do the algorithm stuff. Yeah.
Algorize.
Yeah.
So I wanted to also point out, like, that whole thing, like, for $1,000, you guys will make a dance video of you dancing. It's like, you absolutely need to have stuff like that in there, because when I did my Kickstarter, the one that led to LuxkyCon, yeah, basically looking at all those different levels, for $1,750, I said that I would come and mow your lawn. And by the end of the Kickstarter, someone did in fact donate $2,100. His name was Bob, and I also gave him a concert at his house in his backyard, in front of their garage, and there was a whole kind of party get-together thing for that. And then I mowed his lawn, and Lindsay Smith was there, and she filmed me, and I later put out a song. Because I gave a bunch of people, one of the rewards was doing songs for people. I wrote a song called Because of Bob, in which I listed off all of the things that happened because Bob donated that much money. And also the video contains footage of me mowing the lawn. So yeah, absolutely having top tier level donation crazy things is a good move. So yeah.
Wow. Should we do that too? Or is that copywritten? Like we can't do that.
I mean,
well, we live downtown. We could like wash your windows or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wash.
Get up on the big scaffolding and dangle.
Maybe you could turn your apartment into another Ed DeBevick's, and you could serve people while wearing wacky costumes, and then do dances once an hour.
Just like FuMP members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we were thinking about opening a FuMP themed restaurant.
No, we weren't thinking about everything that we're doing.
No, I'm serious. Like the ski burger. We got the.
Oh wait, we did. We did.
We did. You don't. Oh wow, it took you that long.
Well, okay, this is a bit. This is what happens. This is how it all started. By the way, is FuMP restaurant.
We just put words together, and it makes us laugh and giggle.
It's psychotic.
There's alliteration. It's really good.
The word FuMP is really good for that. Like we we've been using it like, FuMP Fest, FuMPCast, FuMP this, FuMP that, and like we were driving to FuMP Fest one year and I'm like, to the FuMP mobile, and it's just, it works with everything,
Yeah.
Who came up? Was it Tom Smith that came up with FuMP for
Yes.
Funny Music Project? Yeah, I thought it was him.
Yeah, we just repeat it to each other. That's how it all kind of started. It was just bump, 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 and it turned into something else entirely. But
one of the first things that we did was we brainstormed about a dozen parodies with the word FuMP in it, and we've made a few of them. We want the FuMP and stuff like that. Play that FuMPy music.
The FuMPty dance.
The FuMPty dance. There were a bunch of them we came up with just to see if we could do anything with them, and most of them we didn't, but they were fun to think about.
Who knows? Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I think that's all we need to talk about when it comes to our movie. I think we're just so excited to see it. I mean, we've been living with it for 2 years. I just want people to see this and get where we were and how it all happened and all the funny little bits and stuff that happened. There's a lot of quirky kind of tangents in the movie too that aren't really about the FuMP, but it comes back around, and there's a lot of weird things that happen that are all in this movie too. So it's just we really just wanted to entertain people, and it definitely is entertaining above all else.
Well, I can't wait to see it. So yes, go to Indiegogo.com and search for FuMP Fest. You will find the FuMP Fest feature documentary and give them money to make this happen, because this needs to happen.
Yes, I did, just to throw in my own, because if there's one thing I know how to do, it's promote things. It's the highest tier they have that you can donate at for a specific package thingy is the FuMP Fest concert package tier, which is $2,000, which they just described earlier. Then the $1,000 is the FuMP Fest dance tier. $250 is the bonus packages. Bonus features package tier. $150 is the 5 CD mystery pack tier. And these also include lots of other prizes. I'm kind of doing it in the wrong order, but whatever. The point is that there's tons of levels where you can get all kinds of different things or different things that can be sent to you by FuMP people and stuff like that. So all kinds of great options. So even if you only got $10, there's something you can still get and help us help them make a film about us and also about them.
Right. It's really just a big. Actually, am I allowed to say this? It's a big circle jerk about.
Ew.
Am I in trouble? Was I allowed to say that? Was I allowed to say it?
You're fine. You can say whatever you want, but you might be in trouble with them.
Mutually beneficial endeavor.
Well, the
fact that the four of you are currently in a circle doesn't really help your situation.
It
That's good. That's really good.
Unless somebody tuned in the middle of this and thought they were watching a Beastie Boys video, So
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Close to this thing, you can.
But you can't, you won't, and you don't stop. But you can't, you won't, and you don't stop.
All right.
So go to Instagram. Go to Indiegogo, damn it, and look for FuMP Fest feature documentary, and you can donate stuff and be a part of a thing. There, I said more.
Yes, thank you, Luke, and we also have an Instagram, FuMP Film, on Instagram.
All lowercase, no spaces.
All right. Let's do some tour dates. Are you guys going to stick around for the rest of the show, or are you just going to go bail?
I was going to stick around.
I think we'll stick around.
All right. All right, on Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. On the 9th in Atlanta, Georgia, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 11th in Bergenfield, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. On the 13th in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Steve Goody. On the 13th in New York, David W. Jacobson. On the 15th in Golden Valley, Minnesota, Steve Goody. On the 16th in Escanaba, Michigan. Thank you, Steve Goody. And on the 18th in Bolingbrook, Illinois, Steve Goody. Oh, I forgot to check birthdays. Crap. What the hell's today? Today's the 8th.
I wonder if they're gonna go see the Upers while they're up in the up into UP there. Don't you know?
All right. Coming up on the 11th, Dr. Milo T. Pinkerton III. Happy birthday to our future evil overlord. All right. Second song. I wrote that in the wrong place. Who cares? Second song of the week is a new song by Lemon Demon. Actually, I don't know how new it is, but the people on the Needle Juice Discord are very excited about this one being on the FuMP because it means it will be up on Spotify. So here is One Weird Tip by Lemon Demon.
I'm offering to you a business proposal. My new weight loss methods are at your disposal. For pennies a day, get your college diploma and miracle pills found to cure melanoma. So tell me if you are a small business owner, because I am offering free ink and toner. I've got oxycodone without a prescription and replica watches with custom inscriptions. My name is Juanita, I'm young and I'm lonely. For $100 in USD only, get discount Levitra and discount Cialis. I'm here in Nigeria, alone in my palace. I need you to save me, I have too much money. The government hates me, but I know you love me. I'm desperate and wealthy and single and Christian. You're all I have left, and I pray that you'll listen to one weird tip discovered by a mom. A weird old tip discovered by a mom. And you can own your name.com. And you can own your name.com. And you can own your name.net. With all the action you're gonna get. Self-help docs and CD-ROM. And one weird trick discovered by a mom. Jessica Landon tagged you in a photo, and Danny Malone shared a link on your timeline. And Benjamin Keaton is following you, and your dad commented on a photo you're tagged in. And Christopher Washington wants to be friends, and Michelle Attenborough suggested you like Attenborough Productions. And Lillian Berry invited you to a performance. So tell me, my name is Juanita, I'm young and I'm lonely. For $100 in USD only, get a discount Levitra and discount Cialis. I'm here in Nigeria, alone in my palace. I need you to save me, I have too much money. The government hates me, but I know you love me. I'm desperate and wealthy, I'm single and Christian. It's simple and safe, it's a foolproof system. One weird trick discovered by a mom. A weird old tip discovered by a mom. And you can own your name.com. And you can own your name.com. And you can own your name.net. With all the action you are gonna get. Self-help docs on CD-ROM. And one weird trick discovered by a mom. And one is money to your young and trick. For $100 in USD only, get discount Levitra and discount Cialis. I'm here in Nigeria, I'm known in my palace. I need you to save me, I have too much money. The government hates me, but I know you
So the reason we haven't had any Lemon Demon songs in a while is because there was an issue posting them to Spotify that Jace and the Needle Juice crew were dealing with. And basically what happened was some kids somewhere took Lemon Demon songs and just uploaded them as if they wrote and recorded the songs themselves and were trying to collect the royalties from them. And Spotify caught on to that and just started taking them down. Well, they took down a couple of FuMP albums too. So we had to like get a written statement from Needle Juice Records that we are authorized to, you know, post the songs to our albums and then therefore post them to Spotify. We had to forward that to Spotify, and I think everything has been sorted now. But it was a pain in the ass for a while. All right, let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Wait till my bandwidth comes back. Come on, you can do it. All right. Hamner Hack. Hamner Hack wrote, Devo Spice, quote, if we have to sacrifice more Transformers to get my internet working, I'm all for it, unquote. The rest of the internet, quote, no, Optimus, don't leave us, unquote.
It's going to be Wheelie. We're going to sacrifice Wheelie.
Yes.
If he's annoying. I intentionally left Wheelie out of the song Orko Slimer, Wicket, and Snarf because over the years I realized, no, he really is annoying.
Wow, even Luke has limits. Wow.
And that character is orange, so I really had to get to the point of being like, this guy is too annoying. Also, I think that that's one of the very few things Michael Bay improved upon, that his version of Wheelie, which was a very small transformer who could transform into what looked like a remote control truck, was voiced by Tom Kenny. Like, that was a brilliant idea. So, like, there was one thing in the Transformers universe Michael Bay actually improved.
Yeah, Broken Clock is right twice a day, so.
Yep.
All right, over on YouTube, Skunk D wrote, can't understate this. You can hear the kind of interest in Luke's voice going over the sound bites Will used over the years. That's the cool part about this kind of thing, the sheer history and story rolled into that you can pick free. Thank you, Skunk D.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I want to talk about those pictures you have up when we're done here. A-Log wrote...
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I forgot A-Log's thing.
A-Log! Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, despite the sad retirement of Whimsical Will, I still think this update of the Doctor and William is a great tribute to two legends of the Demented game. Here's hoping DJ Scrabble, a.k.a. JT, and Jay Styles are loving this too wherever they are. Authors note they're not dead. That's just how he phrased the...
Yes, my brother JT is doing fine. He's out in Gurnee, Illinois with his wife and son, and my best friend from back in the day, Jay Styles, is living out in I forget exactly which city it is, but it's kind of near Green Bay, the Fox Valley of Wisconsin. Him and his son are actually in a band.
Oh, cool.
It's a cover. It's like a hard rock cover band. So like him and Marty Stahl, his son, who looks just like he did when he was that age, are in a metal cover band, and the name of their band is Idiots for Hire.
Nice.
I so wish that at some point when I get out to visit my family, I can, if I can time it when they're doing a live gig, I would drive out there to see them because that would be amazing.
All right, A-Log continues. And as for Cactus by Soggy Potato Chips, I think back to the joke an ex-compadre of mine made about Chester Bennington's singing abilities and how he was shagging a cactus. Glad I have a song to accompany that image now every time I hear Chester shout crawling in my skin. Thank you, A-Log. And Insane Ian wrote, one news item you did miss, and by the time you read this on the following week's show, it will have been released, is that the trailer for the FuMP documentary FuMPFest premieres online on May 7th. So yes, that was kind of the whole point of this episode. Thank you, Ian.
Shout out, Ian.
All right.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by That Lucky Panda, who's in the chat. Hi, Lucas. And Tuesday's song is by Dave Goulot. All right, and I need a topic for this week's Spotify playlist, and I think it's only fitting to have the documentary crew pick something. So pick a topic I can make a 30-minute Spotify playlist out of.
Photos?
Sure.
Photos.
Okay.
Or cameras. Photos or cameras?
Cameras or photos, all of the above.
All right, we got
Pictures.
Photoshop by Bob Ritchie. There's a song called Pictures of You. That's Ian, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll find
Selfie?
more. I'm sure Selfie. Thank you. All right, I'll dig around the Dr. Demento archives, but first, I'm gonna pin you guys because I want to talk about these photos. Also, who do we have? We have Neil Ciceriga over here on the left. I see Jeff Whitmire. That's all right. Steve Goody, and that's Weird Al. Who's the other one?
I'm pretty sure you held up
King Gizzard. Stu McKenzie of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Gotcha. Okay. And who else?
Everything's falling apart now. Here's a Nostalgia Critic.
Okay.
I wanted to comment that Nostalgia Critic has been on the FuMP because of the T-Rex song, which happens to be my best-selling track on Bandcamp because Nostalgia Critic is way more internet famous than me. So his fans just come to buy the one track.
Yeah, this was actually a part of a set we had, our very last set. We had a pin board with red string tying to a bunch of connections.
Oh!
All these are in that board somehow. So everybody's connected in some shape or form.
That's awesome. Who's the one down in front next to the little white statue?
Right here?
Yeah.
This is my friend John, who somehow he's big on YouTube for voice impressions, and I think him and Ian were like mutual followers or something.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's just like connection. There's like a bunch of inside jokes on there because we needed to fill up a bunch of space. So there's just like random
Funny music. He'll do like
Yeah, he does
impression songs.
Yeah, so he's kind of adjacent, but he's like on the outside a little bit. It was just like we needed to fill up the board, but we have plenty of. I don't know how these pictures showed up on our desk right here, but we got distracted and started laying them out. But yeah, they were all on this big cork board with red string and a bunch of other stuff. You'll see it in the movie.
Do you recognize this badge?
I can't see what it says.
Oh, it's Eve. It's from the Black Spire Outpost in Batu at Disney.
Yep.
Galaxy's
On the
Edge.
money.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, I just spent 2 days hanging out there.
My girlfriend worked there 2 summers, or no, that was in
2023.
Yeah, in the spring.
That's awesome.
I'm part of the...
I have a suggestion / request for the campaign, for the 5 CD FuMP mystery package, yada yada yada. Could we make part of that at least one of the 5 CDs will be the movie soundtrack?
That's the plan. Yeah, one of them will be the soundtrack. I've already gotten a few emails asking for that, so I'm gonna edit that in a minute and make sure to just say that like one of the 5 will be the soundtrack, just so people don't have to spend it's just an extra like good chunk of change for just one more CD. I think it'd be a little absurd. So yeah, that will be guaranteed in all the packages. Is that one?
Well, perfect. And let me go back and where Where's the link?
Are you supporting us right now? The great.
I'm supporting you right now.
What?
Now that you've answered that question.
Oh, I'm blushing.
Thank you so much.
I supported you yesterday.
Thank you.
Look, I may be an egotistical bastard, but I'm not going to not donate to the movie with my big old face on the poster.
Right?
Are you gonna get the poster too? Is that what's
Oh
happening?
yeah, I got the $250 level.
Wow.
So you better have it in the back of the FuMPCast, like every time. Like have it on your wall.
You're gonna have to make some space.
Right now, I got the Mandalorian, Spy Family, and Harley Quinn.
You're gonna have to give one up.
It's your movie. It's your movie.
But then it'll be me, and then my head behind me, and anyone who tunes in is like, "This guy's so egotistical."
And then behind your head will be your mom, and then above that will be Barbie Dolby, and what was his name? Soggy Potato Chips is right above too.
Alcav, yeah.
I will say to anyone still listening, if you get the poster package, there is an alternate poster of the Insane Ian photo taken by Momski.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It'll probably be in all the DVDs, like a little print of it. But
and my internet just completely died. So I think I'm just going to end the show. And
before the episode ends, with my donation, we're up to $864 and 12% of the goal. So yeah.
Take your time.
With 59 days left.
All right. So my internet is holding on by a thread, so we should just end this while we can. So let's do the. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice, and yada yada yada.
Oh.
I'm Luke Ski, and those are guys that love the fun.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of FIDEM Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
Yeah, I was hoping the internet would survive. Sorry.